before I show you, take a look at this. I got a Steadicam. So what do you think about that video? Did it look good? Some of it did look good, some of it didn't. That's because I shot the beginning of the video with my Canon M6 Mark II. That's this camera. And I shot the rest using my iPhone X and a DJI Mobile 2. I think that's the name of the gimbal, I'm not sure. I'll place the correct name over here. Anyway, the footage using the Canon M6 Mark II, that looks good. The footage using the iPhone X, that did not look good. It was always hunting to get focus, and the picture quality wasn't that great. So today I went out and I got a second camera, and that's what I'm shooting this with. And that's the Canon M50. But I have not told my wife that I bought this camera, and that's because I have a suspicion that she doesn't watch my YouTube videos. This is my birthday present to myself. And yeah, honey, if you're watching this, I got a second camera. But now I can shoot videos about my Canon M6 Mark II using the Canon M50. And I can shoot videos of the M50 using my Canon M6 Mark II. So I think that's a good enough reason for buying a second camera. Yeah, and also, I got a Steadicam. I've never used a Steadicam before, but the reason that I got a Steadicam is because my business partner, Christian, he bought a gimbal, the DJI Ronin SC. I'll link that name up over here too, so you get the correct name. Anyway, we tried it out. We could not get the gimbal to work. I tried to watch a lot of YouTube videos in order to balance the gimbal with the camera. He watched a lot of YouTube videos trying to balance the gimbal with the camera. None of us could get it to work. And of course, we followed DJI's manual on how to balance the camera. Did not work at all. Now, the Canon M6 Mark II has image stabilization inside the camera, but it's a digital image stabilization. So I wanted something so I can stabilize my footage when I'm shooting videos for clients. And of course, I wanted to use a motorized gimbal, but when we didn't get that to work, I got a Steadicam. Now, today's video is, what does a small YouTuber like me carry around in his camera bag? So let's find out. So what's up everybody? Thank you for stopping by my channel. If you're new here, please consider hitting the subscribe button down below. I would really appreciate that. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate you too. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It will really help me a lot. So anyway, what's in a small YouTuber's camera bag like me? This is my camera bag. This is a small camera bag and I've got it on Wish. I'm not sure if Wish is a global thing, but Wish is kind of like eBay, sort of. It's a cheap camera bag and it's probably not the best quality. but it has worked great for me. I've been using it outside, even in the rain, and it is water repellent. So, and inside my camera bag, I got, of course, cameras usually. But now, as I'm doing this video, I'm using my main camera, the Canon M6 Mark II over here, and I'm using my second-hand camera, the Canon M50 over here. So I can't show you the cameras right now, but I'll give you a B-roll of the cameras. Now earlier in a video I explained why I ended up buying the Canon M6 Mark II. If you haven't seen that video, you can click up here and you can watch it after this video. And then you might ask, why did I get the M50 when I already had the Canon M6 Mark II? Well, that's because they use the same lens systems, the EF-M lens system, and that means that I can use all my lenses on both my cameras. And I thought that was a good idea. I know there are rumors about Canon coming out with an M50 Mark II later this year, but as of now, the rumors have not been confirmed. We don't know what the specs are like, and I do believe that the price of the M50 Mark II, or whatever it's going to be called, will be a lot higher than what the M50 is right now. So, besides my two cameras, what else do I have in my camera bag? Well, if you have cameras, you gotta have lenses. So, I don't have the biggest variety of lenses. Both with the M6 Mark II and the Canon M50, I got the kit lens, which is the 15 to 45mm lens. Now, the positive thing with this lens is that it's got image stabilization inside of the lens. Now, with the image stabilization inside the lens, combined with the image stabilization that's inside the Canon M6 Mark II, the footage that you get is quite okay actually, stabilization wise. So I think that's a real positive thing. This lens has gotten some bad reviews, but I think that those reviews are not fair to the lens. I do think you can get good pictures out of this lens, and I do think you can get some good video quality out of this lens. And now I have two. The second lens I have is the 50mm prime lens. This is not Canon's 50mm prime lens. This is Yongnu's 50mm prime lens. This is kind of a cheaper knockoff of Canon's original Nifty 50. It's more plasticky. It's got some, you can hear that?
The shake weight's unique movement.
Shake weight is the flab button.
I think Canon's Nifty 50 is a better quality lens than this, but price-wise, this is cheaper. If I was to do it again, I probably would have gotten the Canon Nifty 50, but I have done some videos with this lens and it turned out quite good actually. It's an f1.8, and if you use a speed booster, you get an equivalent of f1.2. So yeah, I like this lens. I think it's a good lens. But of course, the Nifty 50 is an EF lens, and you need an adapter in order to use it with your M50 or the Canon M6 Mark II. And you can choose between a Canon adapter or a speed booster like this one that I got from Viltrox. I did make a comparison video between the Viltrox speed booster and the Canon adapter. So if you haven't seen that video, click right up here and you can watch that video after this video. Now the third lens that I got is the 22mm f2 prime lens. from Canon. Now right now I'm using my 22mm prime lens on the M50 while shooting this video. But the 22mm prime lens is a really good lens. I've used this lens also in some videos for clients. So if you just got an M50 or a Canon M6 Mark II and you're in the lookouts for a second lens, I would probably buy the 22mm as my second lens. So what else do I got in my camera bag? I have two variable ND filters. Now, why do I have two, you might ask? Well, I ordered one variable ND filter and I forgot about it, and it used some time getting to me. So between me ordering the first ND filter and it arriving, I ordered a second one. But now that I got the M50 as my second camera, I got one variable ND filter for that camera, and I got one variable ND filter for my Canon M6 Mark II. Now, ND filters comes in a big variety of sizes. I ended up buying the 52mm ND filter, and that's because the biggest lens that I have is the Nifty 50, and this is 52mm. If you're wondering how big your lens is, all lenses has the size of the lens or the diameter of the lens printed onto the front of the lens. Now, if you want to buy an ND filter, I got a little tip for you. When I bought my ND filter, I looked at my lenses at that time and I figured out what was the biggest lens diameter wise. So the ND filter fits the Nifty 50, but what about my other lenses? Well, the kit lens is 49mm and the 22mm prime lens is 43mm in the diagonal. So this ND filter does not fit the other lenses. But then I got some step down rings. I put my step down rings in this GoPro cage only so I know where they are. I got one step down ring for my 22mm prime lens, and I have one step down ring for my kit lens. So with these step down rings, I now can use my variable ND filter on all my lenses. Now I have this box over here. Inside of this box I have many different things. I have several SD cards. I got a spare battery for my M6 Mark II. I always have this fully charged, and I have not gotten Canon's original batteries as my second batteries. I got some third-party batteries because they are much cheaper. I've not had any problems with this spare battery. The only thing I have experienced is that this third-party battery does not charge using the Canon charger. I need a third-party charger in order to charge these third-party batteries. So I would recommend, if you're gonna get a third-party battery for your camera, buy a battery pack that includes a charger for that third-party battery. Now, rest of the things inside of this box don't belong to my Canon M6 Mark II or my Canon M50. It actually belongs to my GoPro, and this is a GoPro Hero 7 Black. This is actually the first camera that I got, and I used it in some of my hiking videos. So if you want to see how the GoPro Hero 7 Black works as a vlogging camera, you can check up one of those videos over here. Now, if you're into video making, one thing that's almost more important than good video is good audio. On my camera right now, I have a Rode Video Micro. This works great if you're gonna do some vlogging. Right now, I'm sitting around, I don't know, a meter away from my camera and the Rode Video Micro. And the audio that you can hear right now is from that Rode Video Micro. And I'm also using a Boya lavalier mic. And the audio that you can hear right now is from the Boya lavalier mic. And the Boya is a really good microphone if you want to do some interviews or if you're just too far away from your camera. So that's the main things inside of a new YouTuber's camera bag. That's the video for this week. If you have any suggestions on what kind of topics you want me to do some videos of, please leave that in the comment section down below. If you don't have any suggestions on what kind of topics you want me to do videos of, please leave a comment anyway. I would really love to say hi. And if you're new here, please consider hitting the subscribe button down below and click that bell icon too. That way you get notification every time I get out with a new video. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. I really do appreciate every one of you. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. That would really help me a lot too. So, thank you for watching. Maybe I will see you in another video. Bye.